what's 2 or 3 things that you would tell someone who is about to get into Turo games? Like, hey, look, I'm excited for you, man. I wish I knew these 2 or 3 things from the get go. You might have already kind of like mentioned some of this earlier, but just like, what are 2 or 3 things that you would give somebody that's like thinking about getting into Turo game right now?
Yeah, man. The first thing I would say is you have to understand your why. Like if you don't have an understanding of your why, then as soon as that adversity hits and shit hits the fan, you're probably going to end up giving up. You don't have an understanding of why you're doing it. For me, my why was I wanted to build wealth, and ultimately I wanted to get in real estate. So I knew I had to keep a tight ship, because if I wanted to leverage those profits to buy real estate, then I had to actually have profits to buy real estate, right? So I would say first and foremost, you have to have an understanding of your why, and then from there, man, you really have to focus on mitigating risk. Like you got to have your GPS trackers. You got to be able to disable, your vehicle at any time. Like it's super important to always have that location, and then super important to be able to disable the vehicle so it's not drivable. Like first and foremost. But other than that, man, you really got to cover your assets in terms of when you're on these platforms, because a lot of times people don't even do the basic things right, like taking the right photos of the vehicle beforehand. You need to cover every inch of that vehicle, because if the renter brings it back damaged and you don't have a picture that shows that it wasn't damaged beforehand, you're not going to get reimbursed, for that claim, unless it's just like noticeably or blatantly obvious. So it's just the little things like that. Focus on those minute details, because if you don't, they'll cost you money. Like even though the business is very passive, it can become active real quick if you don't know.
That's a fact.